Hi everybody. I thought I'd jump on another week down and do a quick live about what I've been dealing with this week, and I thought it might be helpful to some of you. And another reason why I cannot live without these oils. So I've moved to the coast recently, and one of my passions, the thing I've been doing every day as part of my movement, is going for some really luscious ocean swims. And about 2 days ago, I noticed that I was getting a slight earache. And I want to show you what I did for my earache, and hopefully this will help. And this is why I love these oils, is that when something just starts to niggle, I've got tools in my home that I can use to address it, which means that I can keep moving every day. And that's the important part of what I'm sharing today, is that these oils, when it comes to movement, are not just to support the movement, but these oils also support anything that arises in your life, a little bit of a sore throat, a little bit of an earache, those things that arise that if we don't have these empowered tools can very quickly escalate, and now you're man down and there's no more movement going on until you feel better again. So my sore ear. So my ear, it's this ear, it was this ear, 2 days, was this ear. I could just feel a little bit of an earache. So I took these 3 oils, lavender, basil, and tea tree. If you don't have the basil, just leave it out for now. Get it. If you're prone to earaches, get some basil, but tea tree and lavender will totally work. And I did about 6 to 8 drops of each into a little roller, filled it with coconut oil, and I'm rolling that around my ear regularly. So I just keep it here in my kitchen so that when I walk past it, I just grab it and roll it on. And then I actually take these cotton pads, because I don't have cotton wool at the moment in my home, and I just make a little cotton ball like this. And for this, I drop 1 drop tea tree onto the cotton wool, and then 1 drop basil. I'm about to do it now before I head out for the day, so I'm going to do some yoga, and then I drop that onto the cotton wool. So that was 1 drop basil, 1 drop tea tree. If you don't have the basil yet, you just put the tea tree on, and then I actually pop that into my ear. And I can actually feel the fumes, but there's no oil going in my ear. So never put oil in your ears, in your eyes, or up your nose. And that's because the mucous membranes in the eyes, in the nose, and in the ear are very, very precious and sensitive. But popped that cotton wool in my ear, and so when we were headed to the beach 1.5 days ago, I said to Charlie, "Ooh, I've got a little bit of an earache, I'm looking after it." And he said, "No, you shouldn't go swimming." And I was like, "I am going swimming, so I will use my oils, but I'm not going swimming." And he's like, "Earache, you're just going to make it worse if you go swimming." And I was like, "I will deal with the consequences." Needless to say, today it is so much better. So the oils I'm putting on are, now I'm doing a little bit 1 more day. So I have no earache whatsoever today. And then I always just do it 1 more day, just to help support the body in fighting whatever was forming to cause that ache in my ear, probably water left over from a crazy long swim. So that is my ear support. I'm happy to say I'm off to yoga this morning because it worked. Now, the second thing I'm doing this morning is the sea was rough. And when I say it knocked me out a few times, the waves knocked me, and I landed on my wrist. And my wrist was incredibly sore, kind of here. And I almost could feel it a little bit radiating up my arm and a little bit into my neck. And so I want to show you how I deal with a sore wrist, because I don't even, it's not even that bad, and I don't want to, it's not that bad because I did this. I don't want to fiddle with roller bottles at the moment, and I'm an adult. So I just take my coconut oil and I turn it onto my wrist like this. So I'm basically giving I just do it a few times, turning it onto my wrist. And then I take my deep blue and I drop 1 drop into that oil that I turned, and I start rubbing it in. And I just rub it in like this. So that's coconut oil with the deep blue. Now it's a nice base layer of coconut oil with deep blue. Then I take lemongrass because it's kind of that like nervy, tender tendons kind of vibe. So lemongrass is great for that, 1 drop, and then I take 1 drop copaiba. So now I've got deep blue, lemongrass, and I'm literally just putting 1 drop on that layer of coconut oil in deep blue, and then I just rubbing it in like that. Now I did, the first morning when I woke up, that wrist felt really stiff. This morning it's much better, same as my ear, but I'm going to do a yoga class, so I want to make sure it's protected. So I'm proactively protecting an area of my body that was talking to me. So if you have a knee, a hip, a shoulder, before you're about to go do some work, some movement in that area of your body, you can use your oils proactively to support that area that gets inflamed, that area that niggles. You can use your oils proactively to protect and support that area before you do your movement. And then obviously if it talks to you after, repeat again. Okay, so those are my Monday morning movement tips. Love that if anything's showing up, so if you've got a bit of a sore throat showing up, you're feeling a little bit run down, go for your flute, go for your on guard to support the immune system. For me, it's the ear, so basil, lavender, tea tree, round my ear, and I did make a little roller of that. I just made a 5 ml, I wrote ear on it, this is how I label my bottles, and then that lives in my house. Now if Griffin does show up with an earache, this is a more adult dosage, I would just put a little coconut oil around his ear, and then I'd go 1 or 2 swipes of this too, because I did put 6 to 8 drops of each in a small bottle. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy moving all this week. See you in the catch-up, the check-in. Bye.